Nuovarden is a dimension of wide-open mystery and infinite discovery created by our very own Dungeon Mr. Ty and published by Adventure Slang Productions. You can learn all about this dynamic game system and wondrous setting at adventureslang.com.
We return back to the Dreamgiver's aspiration, a mountain range that sprawls. We are just before the Lucid Cleft, not far away, but tucked in the deep valley. In a valley that gets little light is the Gloomhaunt Grove, tall purple pine trees that grow tall, silent. A place filled with devoid of life. Our travelers took the low road, opting for the mysteries and the possible dangers there within versus the known dangers of taking the high road that had collapsed. They soon discovered why this place was filled with dead creatures, that seemingly no violent act, just all of them lying down and dying, as they encountered a very fearsome living flora creature known as the Etuna, whose chilling calls is spoken almost like a human would, phonetically with inflection and voice to draw in those attracted to something that sounds like a language. Our adventurers pursued it, curious about it, and soon began to hallucinate. Stone creatures, old Lamplock stone creatures, overgrown with moss, coming to life, springing at them to attack them. Only Kexyfess, embodying a small little roar wing, was able to stave off the influence of this psychic predator. And after some back and forth down below, Kexyfess spotted the Etuna, a massive spider-like flora creature with a mask some 16 feet in diameter, staring down at them, blending in with the canopy up above. And Kexyfess did what Starnum do. Seeing their friends in peril, seeing a non-sentient mind that could be taken, leapt into the Etuna. And as Kexyfess awakens within the mind of the Etuna, the first thing they experience is a flicker of many, many memories of 3 little Leni, the feel of hands grasping tightly as they all fall asleep on a tree trunk, never to awaken. The image of an old Selku tying a glowbud star together while sitting on a log, and then eventually dozing and falling down, never to awake. The heaving and deep breathing of a gore, tired and strained. And then Kexyfess realizes the gore is being led by a Kekoots. And it's not just a gore. There's a flicker of a Starnum who leaps from the gore as it perishes into the Kekoots, and the Kekoots runs. A mind perhaps spared. All of this whirls, and then Kexyfess sees down below her friends, but does not see them as they would normally see them. Instead, they are a shadow of themselves, color almost meaningless, except their heads like glowing pinkish auric fruit. The stream of pink drawing up towards itself. The mind, their psyche being slowly siphoned from them. And then finally, you realize, as you stir the long, stocky legs that reach down into the earth, there's almost like vines or fingertips that plunge deep into the mycelium layer, and you realize all at once You can feel the padding footstep of something far to the west on the forest floor, just entering the gloom haunt. You can hear to the north the branch swaying, clearly a small bird, something like a sweehu must have landed there, and you realize your legs tap into the mycelium layer, which taps into the roots and the trees and the branches, and you can feel the whole forest. You can sense the tremors that happen, which are few, because nothing lives here. Only things enter. And you understand now how the Etuna hunts, how it tracks, how it sets its traps. It knew the moment you entered the forest. It knew you're treading, and it positioned itself. The last thing Kexyfess realizes, no matter what, there is nothing they can do to stop the siphoning. It is as if they are absorbing sunlight, but instead they absorb the mind and the psychic energy of creatures. It is a part of their whole function, of their existing. All right, my adventurers, we return. Kexyfess, this is bewildering. Your senses are vast. You're hungry. You can feel the hunger and the want for the psychic energy. It is just a function. It is how you survive. It is how you grow.
It has verbal capability, right? It was able to...
3 words. It can only say tu, and na in any way, shape, or form.
I think
An inflection,
as
yeah.
Kexyfess, this is unlike anything Kexyfess has ever experienced before. The only thing that they can even begin to comprehend and tie to personal experiences, it was before Nuovarden, when they had the vast capabilities of their world, being able to sense things beyond what they normally would, being able to manipulate and pull energy and utilize it. And none of that had ever led to hunger, had ever led to the need of something else. And I think there's both a fear as well as a strange awe to it, that such a being exists, that in order and likely a bit of grief, that in order to escape this thing, in order to continue living the life that they want, and for their friends to escape, that this thing is a threat and can't be here. And so I think they are going to, with the limited time that they have, having full control over this consciousness, unthread their hands from the ground and try to put them, extending them towards the opening, the clearing, putting them down so that Ruki and Locknall can follow them up and see. Because I think there are too many for them to try and pull up all and drop. I don't think that they have time to do that. So just trying to make it known that this is the issue.
You move 3 appendages. Locknall, you suddenly realize trees are moving, shifting, lifting up out of the ground and moving, and your eyes, just like Kexy at first, traces these trees up and the arc, and in stretching out and keeping to planted, it actually lowers the mask, the face, right, because your legs are going out further than normal. And you notice now Locknall coming down out of what you thought was just overhead foliage, you realize now is this vast mask. And it is just, it's rattling. Not like the controlled rattle that you saw, Kexy, because this is a new sort of body. You can just feel yourself twitching as you're like getting used to all these new nervous sensations. And the mask is just like gyrating, and the branches shimmering about as it lowers down.
Nah. It just keeps repeating nah.
Ruki, I need you to make a called body. And we're going to say this is very difficult because you are transfixed on this hallucination.
Okay. And I have one of these creatures, one of these foes in front of me right now, right?
Yeah, it actually just rammed you and you kind of like got knocked back.
Yep. Okay. Called body. 2-3, I will bump it to 4th.
Unfortunately, that won't be enough.
Okay.
Because it's increased difficulty.
Increased difficulty. I'm not going to bump it then.
Yeah. So you are not aware. You continue to just kind of spar. You're just ready.
I'm going in for another attack.
Now, so Kexyfess, that ends your turn as you kind of lower. Nah. I believe, Ruki, you are next.
That's correct. I believe so. I'm going to go ahead and make an attack against this foe that's in front of me, just raging with my empowered claws that are kind of extended longer, very Wolverine-like, and just running up and just slashing with both hands. I'm going to just use one die because I want to maintain this manifestation if I can. So let's see what happens here. That is I'm going to have to do something here. That's a 1. I'm going to use 2 primacy to re-roll it. It really wants to be a 1.
That is reprisal. Actually, it does not conduct a reprisal. It does not have a mind of its own. The illusion is the Etuna, and the Etuna is not in control of itself.
Could I have dispelled the illusion?
Possibly. You don't really understand it.
Noted. Okay.
This thing, you like slash at it, and it moves very quick. It has like these hooved, remember, it's like this hooved wolf thing, and it kind of like just almost like pounces at the ground, almost like a fox jumps off the ground about to like burrow down, and it jumps out of the way of your claws and off to your side.
I'm gonna hold my other action die to maintain my manifestation.
That sounds good. So you jump out of the way, or it jumps out of the way, very mobile.
Kexy! You just hear me shout, and it just echoes through this forest. I am very oblivious to the trees moving or anything else. I just feel this rage for this creature, knowing that my companion, both of my companions are in danger, and I don't know where. I know where Locknall is, I think. I've seen Locknall run into the clearing, but I don't know where Kexy is, and that fans the flame of my rage even more.
Now, Kexy, you begin to feel the weight of the original mind push back. So I'm going to make a called roll mind with its first 2 action dice to try and force you out.
Technically not.
So, is
An action roll. Is that just 1 dice?
No, an action roll is just in turn. Called rolls out of turn. Or by
action roll. Perfect.
So then, is it a
It'll just be challenged by you.
challenge for me? So 1.
Well, hold on. So it got a 3-1. It will bump that to a 4-1 to push you out. And so then you made a challenge roll, and it's 1 dice.
I will.
And you'll need a 4 with mind.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay. It again pushes with its other 2 action dice. It is again pushing at your mind.
It has 4 action dice.
That's correct.
Oh my god. Okay. Come on.
That's a 3-1 again. I'll use another primacy. That's a 4-1. You need a 4.
That is a 3, and I will spend my last primacy to bump it to a 4.
Okay, you maintain control. And in so doing, in that moment, Ruki, the illusion dissipates. The beast just dissolves into smoke in front of you.
What is this?
And that's when, Ruki, you don't even need to make a check. Your eyes go up as this mask has now lowered, arguably like 20 or so feet down. Closer, you see this massive thing above you.
Paul, when I look up and notice this, obviously stricken with terror, but still worried about Kexyfess, do I see the roar wing? Because the last I knew, my companion was inhabiting a roar wing.
Yes, correct. The roar wing is like flying chaotically. You could make a called lore to just kind of like notice if this is still Kexyfess. I mean, essentially, this is the to notice that the roar wing is acting very animalistic at this moment.
No, that's a 1.
That's a 1. So yeah, as far as you know, this is Kexy is
2
like
ones.
going crazy. And to that note, the roar wing then terrified in this moment, everything going on, it just bites at you, Kexy. Well, at the Atuna, it's just biting. It just like goes in at this big looming mask.
Hell yeah, Roarwing.
That's a 2-1. It will use primacy to bump that to a 2-2 and gain back. Actually, it will gain back its primacy as it just like ineffectually just like nicks off of this thick bark carapace of the mask. Locknall, it is now your turn. You now see the Atuna.
I think as I am standing in this twilight of this forest, surrounded by this eerie silence, and I see this mask come down, and I realize that this may well be something that is post-emergence. I am fascinated. And as you pan out and look at the scene of this thing lowering, this face lowering toward me, and I move toward it, looking up at it, my diminished form in relation to its size. And I just gaze into its face, and I want to do a semblance of analyze weakness, but I want to do a full analysis to see how much I can learn by, in fact, well, I already moved, so I can't use field notes, but I want to do an analysis and see, depending on how I do, I'm going to use both dice, see if I can nail this insight into what this thing is all about, including any weaknesses if I can get high enough. I cannot, because none of my dice love me.
Primacy?
At all. I am, well, that was a 2-1.
Join the club, man.
So I'm going to re-roll the 1. I'm going to spend 2 primacy and re-roll this one. No, that's another 1. Holy
no.
cow.
No reprisal. You are in this moment too terrified of, I mean, you're in awe, right? This is crazy, but also this is very, very terrifying. And with that, I need everybody, Lucid is now gone. I need everybody to make a mind check, not you, Kexyfess. I need everybody else to make a mind check, a mind challenge roll for me, please.
Roll. Okay, so just one
challenge
dice.
roll, sorry. Just 1 dice.
Oh. 3.
3.
And it was 1 for the roar wing. You all continue, Locknall again, feeling you all lose 1 IS. The roar wing kind of like yelps and starts to like flutter down a little bit, and is just acting very abnormal. Locknall and Ruki, again, the dizziness. Kexy, a glimpse of Selku hands grinding at berries, making ink. A glimpse through the eyes, you hear ocean waves and Landplock woman just vaguely painting on a canvas. Back to the top of the order, Kexy. It is your turn.
I would like to unroot the other two that I have not and try to lower myself to the ground.
You would be lowering down on top of your friends.
I would like it not to squish them. But...
Sure. You lower down kind of near the large sort of shrine sort of thing, the mask planting itself into the ground. No problem. We'll count that as your movement. Which you have 60 feet, by the way.
Oh boy. I have to spend one of my dice to keep this manifestation because it acts as a manifestation. So I only have one other dice. Can I extend using telepathy? Telepathy to be able to talk to Locknall.
Certainly.
To Rookie. Sorry, love you, Locknall. Rookie. I'm gonna talk to Rookie, or try to. Please work. That's a 1. We're rolling ones today. we're doing ones today.
You reach out to Rookie. You know what? That was a 1. Rookie, can I have you make a challenge mind roll for me?
4.
Kexyfess, you just realized you accidentally just tried to drain more of his psychic energy in trying to manifest, but he resisted.
There's more panicked etunaing coming from the mask. Very echoey, very strange, and hoarse and bad. Can I, as the last part of this, if at all possible, try and take one of these long tree-like limbs and write kill?
You could, however, you realize that just at the bottom of the mask is a vine-like proboscis that can reach out some 30 feet or more. That is a actual predatory weapon when all else fails. And so you could use that to write far more fluently than these tree limbs.
I'll do that. I hate that. Thanks.
Lucknow, and Rookie, you see this tendril-like vine, almost a little bit less like plant-like and more fungal-like, slither out from the very bottom of its mask where the chin would almost be, from this tiny hole that you're just noticing now, and it writes in the earth, kill.
That's my turn.
That's your turn. Rookie, you're up.
Holy shit. Okay, so first of all, Paul, do I perceive? I am Rookie. Do I perceive the attack on my mind coming from this creature?
You don't, although at this point you're starting to suspect this has been like the 3rd time that you have rebuffed. I mean, and one time you've been impacted by it. Something is really messing with your mind. Mm-hmm. And this thing seems like, I mean, this is the common denominator, right?
Okay. I am going to, I look over as this massive proboscis lands on the ground just and carves this message, which I don't even know if I can perceive what this message means, but I think this thing is trying to kill all of us and has done something to Kexyfess. So I am going, as I see this opportunity, I'm going to race forward and I'm going to jump up in the air and try to slash at this proboscis.
Sounds good. Go ahead, and are you using one action dice?
I'm going to use one action die because I want to maintain this manifestation, please, for the love of Nuovarden.
Kexy, because you are laying yourself out prostate, this will be at decreased difficulty.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually attempting to move or dodge, unless Kexy, you intend to dodge this attack. Okay, great.
Great. Well, that's helpful because I rolled a 2. So I'm going to use primacy to bump it to a 3, but unfortunately I don't have any primacy. So as I race forward and I swing at it, I turn around and this is dire. Like, this is a huge creature. I take one of my claws and just rake it across my chest, drawing blood as I spill blood and gain primacy by taking 2 injury and setting myself off into a rage. I'm going to re-roll this, please. That's a 4 on the die.
There we go.
So that's going to be plus 2 damage. That's going to be 5 damage total.
Kexy, you take 5 damage.
And then if I may, Paul, I'm going to take my other claws. Blood is streaming down my purple fur. I'm going to, with that hit, I think it kind of like punctured with my claws, and I'm going to start climbing up the proboscis.
Okay, so a couple of things. Kexyfess, your IS has been increased by 15, and you've just taken 5 damage, and you have 3 armor factor, but that has now been removed, so you take 2 damage. As his claws rip through the bark that covers this thing. Ruki, as you rip through the bark and peel away this like very chitinous-like bark, underneath is just a massive network of fungal strands, all glowing that eerie blue color, all intercrossing and weaving through throughout it. And you've just like torn through this in the proboscis, and there's like these tendrils going up, and you start like basically moving towards the mask as you pull yourself along. We now go to its turn. All right, Kexyfess, you are trying to be forced again. This thing, you can hear it, not hear it, you can feel its franticness of trying to force you out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as it's being attacked. That's a double 2, so you don't need to do anything. It will, however, I think, take the lucid buff, because I believe that will help it against your mind control.
Probably. Sounds like it would.
It is actually just decreased against mental attacks. So we'll take a primacy instead.
You can apply it however you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to have the lucid to decrease the difficulty then, because I feel like that would make sense. And it's using its other 2 action dice to try and force you out again.
Okay.
That's a 4-1. It will use a primacy to make that a 5-1.
Great. So I need... Okay.
5.
That is a 2.
Kexy, you are expelled from the Etuna. Ruki, you all of a sudden see out of the mouth and eyes this kind of pink energy goes and manifests into Kexy, almost right next to you.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! It's slowly killing us!
And it immediately starts to rise up, and the legs shift inwards. So now it's looming above you, but it's maybe about 20 feet. However, Ruki, you are still holding onto this proboscis even as it's retracting up towards its head. So you're about 15 feet into the air.
Do I see Kexyfess being like manifesting a form again? As
Yeah, so she is just in her energy form down on the ground.
Yeah. Kexy! As I'm getting pulled up and I look down and see them down at the ground. I'm trying!
Locknall, it is to you.
I am a bit overwhelmed and somewhat fascinated by what's going on here. I'm going to use one action to try to analyze weakness now that I understand the situation a little better. Regretfully, that is a 4.
Very good.
What is there any specific kind of area or weakness that it has, or is it more like?
I mean, certainly, the head, it is weak to mental attacks. Though it's a psychic predator, few of the things it's prey upon are psychic themselves, and so it has very few, but it is itself very sensitive to it. It is, you now know, like, as you analyze this thing, you now know, like Kexy knows, this pervasive mind venom is a sort of psychosynthesis, mental synthesis taking place, and it's just going to continue and continue while you are in the presence of this thing.
In the moment, I'll just shout out, "It is susceptible to the mind. Attack it with the mind." But I would also like to use my advantageous position, having interpreted a bit, to make a physical attack with my staff as I flourish it and strike at one of the legs. That's 3. That should hit.
Yes, because you analyze weakness.
Yes.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
2.
2. The armor has been destroyed. As you slam against its leg, it kind of quivers, like you know how like trees kind of creak, kind of crack and groan, like when a wood or a branch is breaking. Makes the exact same sound. The mask just shakes as like foliage sort of falls down. Everyone, including Kexyfess, I would like you all to make a challenge roll mind.
4 this time.
Good job, Rookie. You've been
I got a 4 too.
4.
Hey.
Kexyfess. That's
no.
3 more IS.
Oh,
you no
no.
longer have, of course, the 15, of course. So
Yeah. No, I'm back. I'm down to 3.
Kexyfess, you feel this. I mean, this is devastating. You can just sense it through your whole being as you're exposed here. I need to roll for the roaring.
I feel like parts of Kexyfess's physical form is drifting towards Etuna without being able to bring it fully in. And it looks excruciatingly painful.
While that is ongoing, you watch the Roarwing land on the ground, and it yawns, and it's just kind of sitting there, breathing heavily, drowsily. It's still breathing, but it looks like it's about to go to sleep. Kexy, it is now your turn.
How much would supping upon a healing tincture cost me action-wise?
I think it's just one action dice, right?
Just one action dice?
1 action plus the action die, yeah. Suspend.
All right. I'm gonna do that. And I think it's... how much does it heal? I can figure that out real quick.
D4?
D4. 4 doses, D4. Okay. 3.
Okay, very good.
Awesome.
I feel like the vibrant shade of their being returns upon downing some of it as they start to move towards and regather the bits of themselves that have not made it towards Etuna, and they will turn their attention up to the mask, and like a dart being thrown, a part of themselves launching towards this creature to try and make an attack against it. A mental attack.
Very good.
This is going to be 1 dice. 1 dice.
Decrease difficulty.
Decrease difficulty.
That is a 1. Is it
That is reprisal, unless you use primacy.
all possible for a part of Kexy to have gone with it, I take the 2 IS.
Okay. For the primacy?
For the primacy. Oh, but that's just a 2. Is that even worth it?
When you injure yourself, do you gain 1 primacy or 2 primacy?
It costs you 2 IS to get 1 primacy.
1 primacy. So it would just stop a reprisal.
I'll take the reprisal.
All right.
That's so deeply unfortunate.
That's a 4-1. You are hit by reprisal.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
This is physical?
No, this is mental.
This is... I should have
All right, go ahead, Luck now. What's up, Ty?
I was just going to say reprisal by raw is an agnostic effect.
Okay.
And only does 1 injury, and armor factor cannot protect against it.
I like
unless
it.
there's a special feature with the creature, and that's
you take 1 IS in mental damage, not enhanced by your frail Starnum constitution for mental, but it is mental damage as it's like a backfiring effect. As you sort of, it almost like it gets co-opted by this sort of venomous mind venom going on.
I can't. I will. It's hard. This is. Oh, wow.
And that takes us to you, Ruki. You are up near the mask as this proboscis is kind of pulling in.
As I'm climbing up the proboscis, do I see, I'm looking for orifices on this mask.
There's the mouth and the eyes. Like there's just like open and there's like a darkness. It goes in. You can't really see anything in there. But those are like big orifices. Otherwise,
Big
again,
enough
it's like this
for my form to
this mask is 16 feet wide, so you got to think that mouth is probably 6 feet wide, gaping open. Its eyes are probably like 4-foot diameter holes in the mask. This is huge.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up the proboscis towards the eye. The mind, kill the mind, because that's what I heard Lacanal say. So I'm gonna climb right through into the eye. And if I don't know what's there when I climb into the eye.
Let's have you make a called body as you climb across this mask hanging from it, and this will be 4. At decreased difficulty. Oh, perfect.
4, yeah.
Yeah, so you crawl over, and as you go into the eye, similar to what you saw in the proboscis, you kind of like go in, except they're not glowing, but it's just like all of these strands of like fungal fiber, almost just domed. It's almost like it just kind of goes in bowls into like this empty pit, but it's far more tender in here. There isn't the bark outcropping
Oh my
surface.
God. I'm going to just go mad in here and just start slashing and cutting all these mycelial connections to see if I can kill the mind. I'm going to roll both dice this time because I really want this to happen. Both action dice. That is a 4 and a 1.
4 and a 1. That hits.
So D4 damage.
Plus 2, remember?
Plus the 2 until the end of my turn. Yeah, so 5 total damage.
Very good. This thing shudders. You can feel it quaking. Even like the legs sway as you're just ripping through this these kind of fungal branches inside of it.
You probably just hear all this growling coming from inside, echoing through the eye holes and down the long proboscis, just as I'm just slashing everything I can see in a mad rage.
And as the Etuna is like shaking, the proboscis immediately comes back out and zips over towards its eye socket and goes racing up into the eye socket. I'm making an attack against you, Ruki, as this thing attempts to hit you, this proboscis.
All right.
That's a 4-2. I need a challenge roll, a body challenge roll.
That's a 1.
Okay. It doesn't actually like stab into you. It wraps around you, and you now have the crushed condition. And it yanks you from the eye socket, and you're hovering about 10 feet as you're just like pythoned by this tendril proboscis. And you will take 1 whole point of damage.
Okay.
1 IS as it crushes you, but you're also in the crushed condition, which is not a fun condition to be in.
No, it sure is, and I'm looking at it right now. I'm immobilized, suffer an injury at the end of each turn, cannot stabilize until the effect ends.
And this would be an injury in addition to its mind venom that you have to withstand.
Gotcha.
So now you are grappled by this thing, and it lifts up into the foliage. It is making a silence check to try and camouflage itself back into the foliage above you guys. This is going to be opposed by a body awareness. That's a 3-1. It will bump that to a 4-1. You guys need to make a challenge body. Anything less than a 4, you lose sight of this thing.
I got a 4.
Oh, you both got a 4. Okay, so it pulls up into the canopy. Well done, well done. It pulls up into the canopy and starts to, like, it actually gets rather hard. Its legs kind of spread out further. And for a second, you guys lose it, but then you see it there. Thanks to Ruki kind of struggling around as he's kind of being wrapped up, not quite being pulled up. So you guys keep an eye on it. That's its turn. We now move to Lucknow.
All right. Considering that I still have in my mind its weakness, I'm going to use both my dice to make a single attack against it with my staff to take advantage of that, knowing that the opportunity is going to fade at the end of my turn. But oh my god!
Oh no! Oh no!
That's 2 1s.
2 1s.
Oh, no,
well, it's not a reprisal.
It's not, but I just whiff that opportunity. Yeah. And I'm
Locknall, your mind, again, it feels like you're drunk, honestly. Like as your mind has been berated by this sort of venom, it's just very hard to concentrate, and you go wildly. Its leg kind of, as it's moving, its legs rising up into the air, you like swing at its leg right as it's lifting up and just barely miss it as it shifts away.
And
that brings us to the
falls.
Fades. That brings us to the end of the turn order. This is significant because Kexy's only at 3 IS.
I gained more.
Oh, but you gained 3, then took 2 to gain a primacy, and then took 1.
I didn't end up taking the
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, then you're good.
Rebuttal and got the 1 happened.
Great. So at the end of the round, you're still standing. Ruki, you take 1 IS from being crushed.
Okay.
And then I need everybody to go ahead and make a mind challenge.
By the way, Ty, I am going to burn some sage here for the 2 of us so that we can get out of this cursed dice situation. What are we rolling, Paul?
Just your mind challenge roll.
Got it.
Am I allowed to take injury to up this 3 to a 4?
You could, but it would essentially do the same thing. You would take either 3 damage from the mental attack, or you would injure yourself too. I guess it's a difference of 1 damage. Yeah, you could do it.
Is it even worth it?
2 damage versus 3 damage?
Sure.
Ty,
Sure.
hold up your dice, Ty. Hold up your dice.
We'll do it.
The sage. I like this. My dice are rolling pretty good, so I don't think they
all
need
we can get here.
Okay. So, Ruki, have you rolled for your mind yet?
I did. I should have done the sage ceremony first because I rolled a 1.
Okay. No. That's another IS off of you, Ruki, as you're being crushed and your mind is being siphoned. Kexyfess and Locknall, you resist, though Kexy, you resist by digging down deep. Oh, Locknall, you didn't resist.
I did not. No, I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Ruki, Locknall, you're just like, you feel very drunk at this point, Locknall. Your mind is scattered as you're trying to concentrate. Ruki, yeah, go ahead, Locknall.
I'm starting to feel like maybe if I just sat down and rest.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It does feel that way. And even as you're thinking about that, Locknall, you see that the roar wing its chest no longer expands. It is just lying on the floor, on the forest floor. We move back to the top of the turn order, Kexyfess. This thing trying to blend into the canopy, pulling Ruki on up with it. Ruki being crushed, and you see Ruki struggling, but even in his struggles, you can tell as he's like trying to tear free, he's getting discombobulated. He's not quite doing it right, so you can tell this thing is draining his mind.
Am I visible or am I behind the mask?
No, so you're underneath the mask, but starting to kind of be lifted up into the canopy to the other side of the mask at this point.
In through the eye into where all the mycelial were.
Yeah, but then the proboscis came from underneath you, pulled you out of the eye socket, and wrapped around you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think that instinct, that protective instinct kicks in of having seen Licelloso die, a Starnum that should not be able to die. They, more than anything, don't want to see that happen again. And so I think I'm going to use both of my dice to try and make a mental attack and hope that this works. Because they have Ruki, and Ruki has been a great companion and has helped me through this journey of figuring out what it is I even kind of want to do, of following these great people, seeing what they do, experiencing alongside of them. And I was able to experience something that is so far beyond myself in this moment that I don't want his experiences to end either. That is a 4-2.
4-2. That hits. Weakness, remind me, Ty, is that double damage or is that +2?
It's +2.
+2. Okay.
Typically it's +2, yeah.
All right, Kexyfess, go ahead and roll a d4 for damage.
You just rolled me a 4. You can do it again. Come on. This one's so hard to read. It is a 4.
Kexyfess. You blast with all your might at this thing. And you hear a sort of almost like steam, like when a pot starts to blow like a whistle, and except it reverbs through just your mind.
Oh.
And the mask is Ruki, you are released. The mask plummets to the ground, digging into the earth as it lands. The tree limbs creaking and kind of at a weird angle as it kind of almost arching over onto its back. The Atuna is slain.
Ruki, I'm skittering over.
I'm laying on the ground on my back. Bark and branches, wood shattered on top of me, bound up by this strange mycelial mesh. Kexy.
A form you have not seen Kexy in before. This faceless, androgynous figure hovering over you. Yes. Are you? You're not. You're talking. I knew that this would work. It's solely in your mind, reverbing all around.
Locknall, where's it, Locknall?
I stand aside. Are you injured, Haruki? Here.
Yes.
I'll bring out my healing tincture and feed you some of that.
Yes.
Get this off of me. I'll start to struggle as I start to gain some strength back.
Telekinesis.
Following the proboscis, the limp proboscis kind of tendril off of yourself.
Thank you, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'll take a dip
Yeah,
as well.
I have a massive wound across my chest that's probably still sputtering blood into the fur. You can just sort of see the wet mat on my chest. And I'm just going to be pulling all this matter off of me. What was that thing?
It's a very long story, but I think there was only one of them. Yes, there was only one of them. There was definitely only one of them. I felt the entire forest. It was a lot. It was a lot. Every person that had come before us was in it. The ones that didn't escape, I felt their anger and their fear and their sleepiness and this thing's hunger. And I saw you all, but it wasn't you. It was just the power from your minds that I was siphoning. Not me, but it. But I was in it, so I was it and siphoning you.
Right. I could not get an understanding of it. It seemed to be not at all from here, as much as it seemed from here.
I understood it fine. It meant to devour us. It meant to kill us. Put us down like those travelers we saw earlier, Locknall.
Yes.
We must
A little roar wing laying not so far off from you, Kexy.
Oh.
Motionless and dead.
We can't tarry here longer. This place is dangerous.
I pull the Sweehu out as well.
Oh.
I'm
Motionless.
sorry.
So I'll have to be in this form. Right. Okay. I've experienced a lot in this and would rather not be in it.
It is now.
What if I
Lucknow-
squeeze in with one of you?
No,
It will
thank you.
keep you safe.
No.
It will keep you safe, Kexy, and out of mischief. Then yes.
I do believe had mischief not occurred with this, then we would be in a much better place. So yes, wonderful. Yes, I'm going to dive into Rookie.
I'm just.
I look at this happen, and I look in Rookie's eyes, knowing that now Kexyfess is in there, and I say, I don't know if Rookie realized that the mischief part would not be abated in this circumstance.
This is
First for
awesome.
me. Wait, who said that?
I'm
Well-
big and strong.
You sound like Rookie.
Yes. I'm a fox. And then go, ow, ow, ow. Because I'm still injured.
Yeah, Rookie's in a lot of pain.
Give me some time, Kexy. Just give me a bit of time to heal. I'm gonna.
What does
pop
Rookie
open
say?
I'm gonna pop open my elixir, and I'm going to.
Okay.
That is
We, us, drinking. Oh, it tastes different in this body. It has tones of
It's bitter.
berry? Berry and
Lucknow.
bitter.
While they're adjusting to this new sort of phase,
It's gonna take
your
some time.
eyes drift up this large statue. As the mask had fallen down, it had scraped away much of the moss canopy over this large statue in front of you. And it kind of looks similar to the other ones, but much bigger. But more importantly, you can see that there's old Lomplok engraving in the base of this shrine. As well as set atop where there would be the horns, it kind of had like those spiraling horns. Instead, you realize that there is a bow, like a bow and arrow bow made of bone, that goes up, and a golden thread that strings it, as well as a quiver of 10 bone arrows at the top of the shrine, and this engraving kind of nearby that. The engraving in Old Lomplok reads, Felle plak is vam shar av Frau Brett. A lore check could
Yeah, I was going to say.
its meaning. Called roll lore.
I'll see if I can interpret what
If
it
you are
says.
landlocked, You have a decreased difficulty to interpret.
That's a 4-1.
Or 1. You would know, Loch-Nall, that this means death place of the High Hunter and their thrall beast, which implies that this creature was tamed and a companion of some Lomplok hunter in ancient before pre-emergence.
Whoa.
I think Haruki Fest steps up next to me, and I just say, I am not aware of the existence of such a creature that seems perhaps not to have made the transition during the emergence, but this is some sort of ancient beast of the land plaque. Haruki, if you're in there, you may know something about it, but look there upon the top of the shrine. There is also a bow and arrows.
And as you look and inspect near the top, another small engraving just beneath the bow reads, Ip pala shar vat hen mult, which means, of the legitimate hunter, take of the family destiny. An offering to someone who is a great hunter to take of the bow.
That's you?
With Lomplok blood, do I, once Loch-Nall sort of like tells me a little bit about this story, does that ring a bell in terms of any stories that I might have heard passed down?
I mean, of course, the Lomplok is great hunters, even pre-emergence, and animal husbandry. This particular story, no. But okay. Looking at the bow, you can actually see the bone has innately engraved engravings all throughout it. And what does come to your mind is that perhaps this bow was carved from the bone of this pet once it had passed and has somehow been preserved.
Based on my interpretation of the engravings, do I feel as though with us having felled this beast, that this would be something that would be honorable to take and use?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Rookie, it's yours.
I will reach up and
get out of the body so that I'm not.
It is ours, Kexy, Loch-Nall. And I reach up and pull it down from the monument.
Seer, can I make a no object?
You may. Yes.
Oh, sweet.
3-4. I'll bump it to a 4-4 and know everything I can about this thing.
Know everything. It is in fact carved from the thrall's bones. Loch-Nall, it's at this moment that you recall some ancient rememberings or stories of the thrall, pre-emergence thrall, perhaps shared by a Selku. This was a mighty mountain wolf. It would bound upon the cliff sides like sheer cliff sides. And innately had the ability to channel lightning, air into currents. It could breathe out lightning from its mouth. And that this bow itself contains that energy. This is the bow of the mighty hunter. Give me 1 second as I pull this up.
I start to recount this to Haruki. And these beasts, it would be a fascinating discovery to see one still alive now in the post-emergence. But this thrall was a very dear companion to your land plaque ancestors.
This is fortuitous.
Haruki, this bow, and you would know, Loch-Nall, this bow may shoot up to a range of 120 feet. Technology to shoot it, however, it may also be wielded in melee combat using body, as the bones are extremely dense. It deals D4 plus 1 elemental wind damage when shot, as the arrows will turn into a lightning bolt, essentially, when shot, until they hit their target. What you know is that your first attack with this ranged component of this bow in a turn at a target at or over 20 feet away is made at decreased difficulty. In melee damage, it only does D4, mundane damage, physical damage. However, on success, you may knock back a target of size factor 12 or smaller, a distance equal to damage dealt times 4 feet. So wind manifests and pushes back with this bow. This is a very powerful bow.
You have found a fantastic artifact.
This is a tool for us to use in our quest. We still have very far to go.
Here, have another sip of my tincture. You seem to be struggling.
Thank you,
Lucknall. As you with that double 4s on your analyze, you also take a look at the shrine, and there is a at the base of the shrine, you actually notice there is a drawer, a stone drawer that seems sealed.
Oh, what is this?
Written on it is Ipala Shar Ikhener. I will need you to make a lore check to decipher this, however.
It's a 2-3, so I will bump it to a 4.
Very good. In speaking it, you understand it to mean the legitimate hunter of home. And you also know you need to speak out the words out loud as a part of it. And as you do, the lore manifests and the drawer opens, shifting outwards. And there is an ancient cowl made of the thrall's fur and kind of scaly hide. It's like its head, like the pauldron, the top part of its head, the pauldron, and then it kind of wraps around.
So cool.
This is the cowl of the Frowl. Yes.
Look, it is a cowl, a Frau cowl.
Rookie,
This is beautiful.
Rookie, you have to put it on. Rookie, you have to put it on right now.
Perhaps Lucknall, you should wear this.
It is an artifact of your people. It seems it should go to you.
That is good. I then regift to you, sir. This is for us as a team. We are together.
Isn't he just the nicest?
I shall try it on.
Yeah.
Wrap.
Lucknall, this is a persistent armor factor 1. You automatically pass environmental cold challenges.
Ooh.
You take any challenge roll or called roll to resist forced movement is always taken at decreased difficulty. And finally, even upon putting this on, it feels like your feet are lighter and you gain an additional 16 feet of normal movement. You're just moving swiftly as this thing wraps around you. Yeah.
That is cool.
It looks good on you, Lucknall.
I can feel the endurance of air bringing me through the environment as if it were effortless.
Blessings of Thrall are upon us all.
This is a remarkable creature. I should definitely hope that there are survivors remaining of this species.
Perhaps if we're lucky, we may encounter them. And I'll pat you on the back kind of gruffly.
I don't move. I hold my
Yes,
ground.
you do not move.
There's no forced movement.
And then when the ground shakes and the branches blow as another boom passes through the woods.
Wow. We did that. And I gesture over. By the way, Rookie, can I get back in? Sorry, I didn't want to accidentally mess up if you were to grab it, but then you weren't fully. I mean,
Get
you
back
are,
in
because you
there.
also-
Come on.
Okay.
Get in there.
I dive back in.
And together over the
This is
next
so
3,000 breaths, 3 more booms. You arrive nearing the edge. You can see the tunnel of pine trees out in front of you. You can see the light, although dim, because you're still in the valley of the forest breaking up ahead. And it's in this moment you hear somewhere in the distance the singing of a little sweehoo up in the branches in the forest.
Aww.
Rookie, you feel your body
A
tense.
sign, although it's small, life starting to return to the Gloomhaunts.
Do you think I could, Rookie?
Do what you think is best. You can tell the Rookie is now calming as the light of the edge of the forest is upon us.
Kexyfess, in time you find the Sweehoo and embody it. And you are back inside of a little mountain Sweehoo, flying alongside your allies.
This is nice.
And as you emerge from the valley, it starts to lead up. Again, there's like a shelf off to your left-hand side, and then the large mountain and boulder field where the slumber song has collapsed, the towering mountains off to your right-hand side, and before you, the lucid cleft, the dome of cloud around the top fourth of its summit. And as you climb up over the next probably 2,000 breaths. The darkening is probably coming in another 4,000 breaths or so. And you reach a sort of ridge line, and staring down, now out in front of you, you can tell there's a wide valley, and you can see now very much closer Stone Throw. Down in front of you, it sits on a sort of, not like a shelf, kind of like the valley kind of goes down, and it sits on a shelf, and then butts up against, it goes a little bit lower, and then butts up against a massive glacier. Flowing up and around the base of the lucid cleft. So there's just this massive, it almost looks like Earth, but then for moments where you can see big channels and then the deep blue, icy blue of the glacier peeking through as you move to Stone. And that's where we'll go. Oh, go ahead.
I had forgotten that there was this field of ice here. I always forget that's so unusual.
You've been here before, have you not, Lucknow?
I have been to Stone Throw, yes, from the other road.
What are we to expect by way of hospitality?
Friends.
The endearing, effervescent, and overwhelming enthusiasm of the Lenai.
Good. That's exactly what I need right now.
It's also here just after the large glacier field. I mean, it is just the monument of the lucid cleft. I mean, this is truly a massive mountain. It almost feels like the land itself, like the world just bends upwards at first, and then eventually starts to get very, very steep and winding up towards the dome cloud that has formed at its summit.
So we'll be going up that. Right up there.
Now you understand.
Wow. Listen, if we could get through that, we could get through anything.
I meant to say we can do anything when we were in the midst of that encounter and that engagement, but I didn't get a chance to speak my thought.
Oh,
You can certainly try.
And
do it.
succeed.
Yes. Succeed.
And you begin to make your way at this point, Locknall, you know it's less than 1,000 breaths, so it looks quite far because it's all downhill. You'll move very quickly down into the town, and you begin to walk down after the harrowing encounter of the low road and the Atuna, exhausted, but this time not from forced psychic exhaustion, being drained, just ready for a warm meal in a lively and welcoming Lenai village of Stone. We will take our break now before we move into the Lenai village of Stone.
Very cool.
Oh my
The
God.
Gloom Haunt is no joke, folks. That place is brutal.
You know I'm stressed when I'm covering my face. I don't know what it is, but whenever I get stressed, I'm all here. It's hands are on the face, and I was here that entire time.
You guys keeping eye of the beast of the Etuna, you both succeeding, because if it had disappeared, you can start hallucinating again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, and I would have done it because I was taking damage at the end of my turn every turn, and I'd won.
Yes.
I only had one IS left.
Oh, you only had one
I had
IS?
one.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that was close. Yeah. Whew.
Also, Kexyfess, a 4 is what you needed with enhanced damage. It had 6 IS left, so you rolled exactly what you needed to kill the Etuna. Otherwise, it would have stayed
worked.
up.
Yeah, right. Finally. Oh my god, our rolls are so bad. All right. Well, look,
If
we
it
will
had
be
gone
back.
another round, I was dead too.
Oh yeah. That
I had
was
three IS.
That was critical. All right, we'll be back in a couple of minutes, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the subs that got us into a hype train. If you're hanging out with us tonight and you're not subbed, why not subscribe and help support our efforts here? Join us, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes to continue this amazing story. Thank you so much, everybody.
The weary travelers arrive within stone throw. A small, Lenai base camp of sorts before the large, lucid cleft. Locknall, you come in expecting, of course, the normal clamor and ruckus and lively discourse of the Lenai moving about their business in this small little town, but unnervingly, you are all met with silence. Locknall, you realize half of these buildings are crumbling, some entirely collapsed, which would indicate Lenai who can shape Earth. So it's much easier than normal construction, but it's just quiet in the town. What do you all do?
I rush into the village deeper.
Okay. Locknall starts running out ahead of you guys towards the village, somewhat panicked.
This is not good.
No, okay. I'll fly off at her. Flutter.
As you follow him, Locknall, again, no life. You see nothing. Most of these homes are empty. It is as unnervingly, it's quiet that reminds you of the gloom haunt, and this is not a great feeling. And as you run in kind of the town center, it's then, thank God, you notice a hunched over lawn pluck male, almost at the glacier where the town butts up against the glacier. And there are 3 mounds of linen. And it doesn't take long to realize that these are bodies that are underneath the linen. And the Lomplok seems to be bowing over these bodies, doing something, kind of hunched down, almost in like a squatted seat by these bodies.
I will approach within 16 feet, but I hesitate to interrupt.
Yeah, you all, as you move closer to him, can hear him speaking in Old Lomplok. Ruki, you remember your mother sometimes, when seeing something truly beautiful or at a funeral of somebody within the town. she would speak some of these ancient words. They're like ancient blessings or prayers of sort, not really to a deity, but just sort of like a to the earth, to ritual sayings. This Lomplok male strikes you, Ruki. However, his hair is blue and his skin is golden in hue, like gold. You've not seen a Lomplok male like this with such a interesting look. But he is large. He's possibly as large as you, Ruki. He's a big man. And he's hunched, kind of just saying these whispered things. There's a small amount of that fragrant incense burning nearby. And it's now you can also tell that these linen blankets seem to have been hand woven from reeds, dried reed, and in Lomplok design. So likely this man has made these to cover these bodies, and there's mountain flowers kind of interwoven within them, and all of them are strapped down by the same reeds but put into rope, and the rope is strapped into the earth because these booms send gale force winds, and he doesn't want the bodies being lifted and taken.
Anchored down.
They're anchored down.
Okay. I'm going to take a knee with reverence, understanding this to be some sort of a ceremony honoring those who have fallen, and just bow my head. And do I know any of the words that they're saying? Is it something like where I would know them enough to like follow or like join in the recitation of them?
Yeah, it feels rather ritual to you. I mean, again, your mom used to do this at times, many different occasions. Yeah, you're able to join in. It's very simple phrases, but just kind of repeated sort of ceremonial blessings or passages that you speak.
Staff over my shoulder with one end extended out far enough for Kexy to land on.
Well.
And after a moment, several minutes passing, he kind of glances up. Thank you, friend, for praying with me, for blessing my companions. And he kind of motions to the three bodies.
Of course. Their passing, I'm sure, is of great consequence. It is the least we can do as visitors to your community to pay our respects.
Oh, yes. Well, it feels like my community. Certainly, I've been here enough, though not my original community. The Sui who speak. Oh, Starno. Right. Well, welcome to Stone Throw. Condition that it is. And he kind of makes that comment, strangely Locknall, with almost a note of annoyance rather than like sadness. State that it is in.
Even in this state, friend, it is a welcome refuge. We came by way of the Gloom Haunt, and it was...
Gloom Haunt?
Yes.
If you make it out of the Gloom Haunt, I only knew of one.
There was an entity. What did you see, Kexy?
Sorry. Was it a Kakoots?
Yes, it was a Kakoots. Oh, I remember him mentioning the Starnum. Yes, my climbing companion, Nokashar.
Nokashar. Yeah. Well, that thing is no longer there. Yay. However, it did claim a lot of lives, which is less.
Are you saying the low road is safe?
For now? I mean, with the absence of one...
Understood.
Apex, creature.
What?
Others might take their place. I don't know if they're, with all the... Did you see the high road? You saw the high road, right? Where
I saw it
all...
collapse.
Yes, and now there's all the... And they're all...
Yes, the Corskatons.
Yes.
They're agitated. Their nests and the peak beyond have been highly disturbed.
Yeah, they might take refuge. I don't know.
What is your name, friend? So we may call you.
My name is Garak. It is a pleasure to meet you. He gives you a bow. I am a mountaineer. Me and my
This is
companion.
Lucknow, and this is Keksy.
Hi.
Rookie Lucknow Kexy. Well,
Sorry,
again,
you're
welcome
Yes.
to Stone Throw.
You were saying your companion?
Yes, I'm a mountaineer, and I've been in Stone Throw now, well, since it began. Only one of... Huh?
While everyone's talking, I'm going to pull down my eye bindings, and I would like to do field notes to see what in the world, why does this lamp black look so different?
Yeah. You don't need to roll for it. We'll give it, again, we'll give it a success. This is a subculture of the Lomplok known as sorry, let me get this right. And correct me if I say it incorrectly, Ty. Known as where is it? The Verk Ils. Is that correct? Verk Ils?
Verk Ils, yeah.
Yeah, the Verk Ils. They are golden skin, blue hair. They're strange. They can only transform into a single sort of avian beast. A sort of large hawk that with blue feathers and a head, sort of a mix between like a blue jay and a hawk, and very sharp, angular feathers. Powerful birds. But they're rare. They're not a very common Lomplok tradition and path.
What of your companion, Garak?
Right. The day it happened, and he points towards the globe of cloud.
You were here.
We were summiting, or attempting to, on the eastern side. The eastern side of the Lucid Cleft is mostly cliff. It is the hardest approach to the summit. I have been to the summit multiple times via more traditional routes, but me and my companions, well, we climb for the game, for the sport, for the beauty of it all, and so we decided to try and take on the very daunting eastern side of the Lucid Cleft. We had just reached a ledge, an area to switch the lead climber. I was taking the lead, giving Nokashar a rest, as he had led before. We were preparing the gear, taking a rest, eating. I had, as the leader, begun to fasten myself in, practice my knots, get the equipment ready, as on those cliffs the climbs are long, some of them taking thousands and thousands of breaths before you are at any sort of ground to stand upon. The leader must be clear-minded and ready. I was the only one anchored in. And then, perfectly clear day, not a cloud to be seen. We were... Zeph was counting us so lucky. He was our lean-eye climber, very good at understanding the airflow, how Mother moves within the mountains. He said we were blessed that day. There couldn't have been a better climate to climb in. And out of the blue, out of nothing at all, like the sound of lightning, a flash green across the sky to the summit. And then a noise and a glowing green. It sounded like hundreds of lightning bolts intercrossing with each other constantly. It buzzed and it grew. We were terrified. We were confused. Staring up in awe towards the summit. Of course, we couldn't see it. We had much cliff to climb, but the light of it grew brighter and brighter until it seemed that green glow was more powerful than the sky crystal itself. And then it stopped. And everything went quiet. I don't remember how many breaths. And then the boom. And the quaking. And the gust. Sheared a rock from up above, which hit me, and he kind of points now. You can see a small bruise, almost gone now on his head, knocking me unconscious. The winds, the tremors, they took my 4 companions down. I've spent the last weeks searching for their bodies. All but Nokashar has been collected. I will not rest until I find his, that I might return them to their families.
You honor them in your dedication to their recovery. There is no doubt.
Thank you, Rookie, and he bows to you. They were the greatest of climbers, really the most gifted. We would have succeeded, without a doubt. But for this strangeness, and it is truly unnatural. It's not of Nephis. I don't know what this is, but it is destroying everything. I try to get that across, and he kind of glances back at the collapsed buildings of Stone Throw. But you know how lean I are.
Where have they gone?
Oh, right. Where they go every day since it began. And he points up towards the cliff sides of the Lucid Cleft. And it's now that you make out a row, very tiny row of just tiny little Leni perched upon a cliff edge, holding things in their hands, what looks almost like a board of stone. And about 100 breaths later, the boom, and he's like, duck, and he gets down. And as the quake ripples, you can actually see the ripple of the energy move through the stone. And as it comes down, you just hear this chanting of the Leni as they jump onto these boards and ride the quake and the gust of gale coming down, basically just down with this collapsing stone coming off of the sheer cliff down towards the glacier. As you guys just like holding on for your dear lives to the earth, the wind presses on your backs, almost pushing you flat to the ground. And then it passes, and all you can just hear from far off across the glacier is just whooping and hollering and laughter. Well, that should be the last one before the darkening. They'll be on their way back.
I am relieved to see that nothing unfortunate has happened with them. In fact, it seems their ennui has been assuaged another phase.
They have been enjoying themselves to the point that they won't even fix their houses. As soon as daylight hits, as soon as the sky crystal returns, they are off across the glaciers to go have fun for the next 12 some booms while they can. They always talk about repairing the buildings. I try to convince them to do so, but well, it's Leni.
Why repair if you can just rebuild?
And they will. Once this madness stops, I suppose.
On that matter,
We're gonna stop it.
Well,
on that
Going-
matter,
We're gonna be going
Garrett,
up there.
do you have any theories on how it could be stopped?
I don't even know what the damn thing is. You're going up there? It's impossible.
there is a Selku who makes a pilgrimage from where I am from.
Oh, yes, the sage, Stilmanthagni. Yes,
You
I know
know.
him well.
Yes.
Have you seen them in the last several phases?
Of course not. This all began some weeks after he went up. He comes down the same time. Usually, I'm often here, climbing one peak or another. I have gotten to know Stilmanthagni quite well. Still don't quite understand how he summits. It is not an easy summit, even without this catastrophe, but he has his secret ways. We have all come to accept that about Stilmanthagni.
We are here to find information, verification of their fate. I hate to use that term,
He made it to summit some weeks before it began, but he has not come down.
We have been sent by the Elder Council to find them.
I'd expect sooner, though. I also suspect the route here has been, well, he points towards the slumber song, certainly disrupted here, but I can't imagine what this has done to things like the Seven Bridges Pass.
Oh, there, a lot of them are gone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people waiting on the other side. It's a lot safer on the other side.
Yes, the supplies are desperately needed here.
Oh, Rookie, the bag.
Oh, yes, we have some supplies, and I'll take the backpack and I'll drop it with a loud thud onto the ground. Perhaps this...
Dear Lord, man, did you carry a bag of rocks all the way here?
He did.
Yes,
He fought with
important.
it, in fact.
He protected all of us with it.
Well, maybe
He's really
I've
strong.
underestimated. Maybe you can summit even with this going on, but you need to understand. That quake on those cliffs, even when taking the path, the well-worn one. Those winds, you think they're strong now. I don't know how you would. And once you get to the summit, a couple thousand breaths, where the ice leads up to the slopes up to the actual peak of the mountain. Little to grapple onto, to anchor into. To survive at that closeness. I can tell you this. It is coming from the summit. The quakes, the gale force, whatever it is, and it grows with intensity the closer you get to it.
Sir, you have great knowledge of this place, and we have a consequential quest from the Elder Council. Your honor guides you. Could it guide us? Will you help us make the ascent?
Well, I've been helping the dead now for the past 4 weeks. I would be glad to assist where I can, at least for as long as I can. Up the lucid cleft, and give you what knowledge I know.
Thank you.
And perhaps in return, we could help you search for your fallen comrade that is left undiscovered.
Yeah.
If I don't find him first, unfortunately, I will not take you up the eastern side of the lucid cleft. That is impossible, and that is where he fell. But on your return, if you can solve this and fix it, I will accept any and all help searching for him if I cannot find him before then.
Yes, we'll dedicate my life to it.
And that isn't even an exaggeration.
It does
No,
not
I trust.
for all of us, however.
It's
But
fine.
we'll help.
We will
We'll
help.
help.
And of course we will help. I have my instructions as well.
Yes.
But
He's
you must
also really good
be-
at knowing things.
Hungry? The tea house will soon open.
I
Yes.
have a favor.
Yes.
A favor? More so, a question, perhaps. Would you like to join me at the beginning of the darkening to remember your friends? and I can remember mine and my history, and it's the 8th day. So at the first 4 hours of the Starnum, it's a thing we do.
I see.
And there aren't any other Starnum around here as far as I'm aware, so sharing it with other people would be great if you'd like to join me.
Yes, but let us do it from the tea house. It is protected against the winds and the quaking.
Please, this body is not very good against gale force winds.
I will be right there. And he points out the building. Locknall, you know the tea house. The tea house is, it is also where you sleep. It is like a hostel, essentially, environment, where there are many, many rooms and bunk houses within it, all for the climbers who come through. You know, it's the one place in Stone Throw where you can actually have real food, not rocks. And you know that the patron there, the keeper of the tea house, is a fiery Lenai known as Sootspree, and always loves outsiders coming. He just adores hearing all kinds of stories from the various people who come to visit Stone Throw. And so you head off as Garrick prepares the bodies to stay put all night long, rechecking all the fastenings. And as he does it, you can tell, like, this is a man who knows, a Lamplak who has worked with climbing tools his whole life. He is rechecking each knot and the anchoring in great meticulous detail. And you make your way over, even as you hear the pattering and jumping, and as these Lenai, mostly stone grayish Lenai, very much attuned to earth, come bounding across glacier gaps and stuff as if it's no big thing. Of course, you know a glacier can just swallow a person in an instant. It's basically like ice quicksand in many ways. But they have no care in the world. They're just bouncing across it. One Lenai is literally jumps and then shapes the glacier into this bridge that he slides down like a slide into the village, and they all start making their way to the tea house as well. And so as you guys are moving through this chorus of Lenai voices, dang, that was so good, and he high fives his buddy, and they're just still talking about the last wave. As they kind of surround you guys, just totally oblivious. They're just riding the high of having descended several thousand feet down this, down the Lucid Cleft.
I'm going to stand outside the door of the tea house and just wait to try to pick out Sootspree.
Yeah, you see Sootspree. Sootspree is actually one of the first who makes it in. Sootspree is a little bit older. For Lenai, I mean, he still looks super young, but a little bit older, so he's a little bit more tempered than most of the others. But he sees you, Locknall, and is like, "Oh, Locknall! Oh my goodness!" And he runs up and just grabs your hand enthusiastically and begins shaking it. His hand's warm to touch.
Sootspree, you are scintillating as always.
You made it. Nobody's made it in a while.
It was not without its challenges, I assure you.
You hungry?
Yes, I was afraid
Yes.
I was going to have to make the tea myself.
The sweet who talked.
Hi. I'm
This is
Kexyfess.
Kexyfess.
Yes.
You can talk? He looks up at you, Locknall.
Oh, well, I'm a Starnum.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Very cool.
We also have
This
an
is
interesting
Rookie.
Rookie, yes.
Sorry.
You're big.
Yes, and you're small.
You're kind of like Garak. He's big too. Are you a climber?
Of a sort. I think
Well, you
back
come to the right place. Stone Throw
proboscis
so
for a
good for
moment.
climbing.
Yeah, he was earlier today.
Well, you got to tell me about it. Well, okay, first I'll make the stew, and get things ready. Everybody's coming. It's gonna be a party in here tonight.
A Rookie brought something as well. Oh, where did you put that, Haruki? That bag of...
I have it.
He just
right
keeps
here.
looking between Locknall and
I'll
Ruki.
drop it right in front of him. We found this
Bag!
cargo along the way.
There's stuff in the bag, in fact.
Rocks. Many heavy rocks.
And I think some other things maybe too.
And he kind of pulls up the lid of it. Oh, it's lake rocks. Wow. Usually the gore bring these. Must be nice being big. That's crazy. And he starts to try and drag it in. Can you
cover
help?
our lodging and food for...
Oh, yeah, you're sat. Yeah, definitely.
I'll telekinesis it for him.
Oh.
Yep, I got it.
You guys are neat. Well, okay. And he pushes open the stone door and then runs in behind the counter and then just kind of like finger guns at the fireplace. And it just starts up. And there's like this cauldron. He just starts grabbing this bucket of water and pouring it in and then runs over and starts dicing up what looks like a flank of a gore. And as he's dicing it, like the blade is like red hot and is searing the meat. As he cuts it up into chunks and starts throwing it in, and does the same with vegetables.
I'm fluttering
you guys
over
move
his
in,
shoulder the entire time.
You guys move into this space. It is quaint. It's a round space, and essentially there's just like all just like formed from stone, not carved, formed. It's just been formed by Lenai. There's just like benches, like one continuous bench that just runs in the full circle of this space, except where doorways lead down hallways towards sleeping rooms or towards storage. And then there's just like tables kind of set out. There's some tables set out in the center of it. It's a rather large space. And even as you guys come in, Kexyfess, you're kind of fluttering over him. You can see mostly on the shelves are different rocks that look like they're proudly displayed, but likely it's kind of like, you know, the difference of like bottom shelf drinks and top shelf drinks, but it's rocks. And then you'd see on the other side there is some different actual digestible food on shelves, some like bread wrapped up and some mostly liquids. Looks like a strange sort of dark cluster of berries seems very common, and then this sort of liquid made from it, a sort of tea. Other than those berries and like one piece of bread and this flank of gore, there doesn't seem to be any other digestible food in the tea house. But you guys move in. Even as he started this one fire with a couple other finger guns, you now notice near some of the tables that are out in the middle, there's also chimneys, and it starts fires there, and the whole building starts to heat up from these hearths kind of set out through the space. Lenai come flocking in, still just talking about their surf ride down. They're all pretty jazzed up, ordering different rocks and other getting some food from Sutspree as he prepares your guys' food.
Sutspree, I have a question.
Yeah, I love questions.
I love asking questions. This is great.
You know what I love more than questions?
What?
Answers. I love answers.
Aren't they the best? I love it when
They're really
people answer
fun.
my questions. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was wondering, do you know of any Lenai that would maybe want to come with us to the top of the cliff? The Lusa Cleft?
Nope.
None? Not even a single one?
Well, it's a lot of walking up there, and it's so fun just going down the side.
But imagine getting to the very top and then going down the entirety of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but we'd have to get up there really fast. Otherwise, you miss like a lot of booms.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be one really big.
True.
I mean, maybe you can talk with them.
Okay.
I can't. I got to run the tea house, but
Yeah.
maybe one of the others. I don't know.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Grok might do it
question. Next question. How long have you been here? And they're just gonna keep rattling off like personal questions about free nonstop.
His first response is like, yeah, like about 200 breaths ago when we entered in here together.
No, but like the entirety of your life.
Oh.
Of this specific life, because I know you also have the other lives that you lived.
Well, right, with Mother. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay, and you guys just start rambling on, and he starts recounting his time here. Lachnal, Ruki, you two also notice, and you would actually know this, Lachnal, that the tea house also serves as the marketplace. On one side of the counter is just paraphernalia laid out that you can barter for. One thing we did forget to do, it's totally up to you, but I will allow you guys to, one person to make a lore check if you wanted to try and search the Etuna for stuff. We kind of moved on quickly from that, but I will allow you guys retroactively to have probably Lachnal to have done a search.
I'm trying to learn as much as I can from my notes anyway. 4-1.
4-1. Good. Okay. So Lachnal, I will have you go ahead and roll a d3 and roll a d6. You know, 1 and 2 is 1, so on and so forth.
1.
1. Okay. And then roll me one more d3.
2.
2. Okay.
No, 3. No, that's 3.
3. Okay.
5, yeah.
So you rolled a 3 on your d6, or you rolled a 5-6?
I rolled a 5, so it's 3.
5. Okay, great. You collect. You know the glow buds that you had, those little glow buds that you had collected?
Mm-hmm.
You find on this a single large one that was growing out of one of the eyes. This has a value of 12. This single glow bud.
Kind of a glow bulb.
Yeah, it's like a bulb almost. Yeah, it's almost like it looks like it could unfurl into a flower, but it's very tight, kind of almost like a bulb held together, and it still glows that sort of pale bluish glow. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna sit with Garok and maybe Haruki.
Garok hasn't arrived yet. He's still doing prepping and stuff, the bodies, but he'll be in shortly.
Then I'll sit with Haruki.
Haruki, you just take a seat.
Yeah, especially once there's food placed down, or water. I'm so tired. I will take a seat at one of the tables. If my legs fit underneath the table or not, I don't know how big they are, but maybe I'll sit. On the table
you gotta kind of like sit pretty wide-legged, but but it's still doable. One of the Leni looks over. Oh, let me help you with that. The table grows up as you hear shifting under the ground, so you have more knee room.
Feels good.
You hear Sutspree yell at one. He's like, Nida, go, bring him some Taft juice. And one of the Leni runs up and grabs a couple glasses and pours some of this purple liquid from these berries into some cups and brings them over to you guys. It's sort of a Swedish bitter taste, very herbally, kind of like berries are. You know, they're not as sweet. But it's great. It's delicious. It even just drinking it, you kind of feel life restoring a little bit. I mean, you guys are still exhausted, but
I grab the mug and just down it. And it's kind of like dribbling down my fur around my mouth, and I slam it down on the table. Oh, it's delicious. What is it?
two Lenai sitting kind of across the way. They're just like, they are literally have lost it laughing at you. They just think it's hilarious to see this giant bear man just like down this stuff. Oh yeah, Sispri kind of perks up at that. It's from the taffberry. They're like reeds that grow near the glaciers. We use them to make rope. Well, Garrick uses them to make lots of rope and stuff like that, and weave with it. But then they also grow some berries, and we collect them because I don't know, you guys like them.
It's the
We
best tasting
don't like
rope
them.
juice I've ever had.
And it won't stain your fur because it's similar in color.
Could I have another, sir?
Of course. We got plenty of it. It's all the other stuff you guys like that we don't have much since nobody's gotten here in a while. And with that, Sispri comes around. His little friend brings some more drinks for you all, and he comes out with 4 bowls of stew, expecting Garrick to come in, or Garak to come in sometime soon. You know, it's not a ton of gore meat. It's what they had left floating in there. There's a couple like vegetable, maybe root vegetables that are kind of in there, but it's mostly liquid. Again, shipments haven't come in many phases now. And so this is really some of the last of digestible food that they have. And so he kind of serves up these bowls to you.
Sispri, is there no game in the foothills? Here.
Well, I mean, there is, but then you would need somebody to hunt it.
Yes, there's that.
Yeah, which usually we would do. But the mountain, it's so much fun.
Distractions.
Yeah, that's what Garrick says a lot. In fact, he thinks we're a little bit too distracted.
What
That's
do you
right.
think, Sispri?
Garrick comes walking in through the door. Too distracted. But what's that, Rookie?
What do you think? Is it impeding your business?
What business? All I got is well, I mean, now you guys, I suppose. But, you know, Garrick's the only one. Sorry, Garrick. He kind of says that mournfully. Garrick just nods and sits down and begins to eat the soup. Thank you, Sispri.
This is an interesting place, Garrick.
As is all Lenai villages I have ever been in.
They're always a lot of fun.
I've never been in a Lenai village like this before.
Well, it's typically a little bit different because it's usually not abandoned when you first come in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. They're like everywhere
Actually,
all at once.
It's a lot more boring in the village right now. Usually there's more fun
so
going on in the
boring.
village.
I'm glad to see that the tea house has not been damaged, though.
Well, I mean, that's mainly because I keep it up. You know, I'm not out there for as many booms, which sucks. But Garrick says it's really important for me to keep this one up and going.
Correct.
I think he's right, but that's not as fun.
No, but it is more important.
But Garrick says once we run out of food, he might go hunt, right, Garrick? Yeah, we can hunt.
Is there game, Garrick? In the foothills?
The Korskatan keep finding it. The problem is it's much more dangerous now. You become the prey. Korskatans are agitated. The Roarwings are agitated. Everything's agitated, so it makes it more difficult. Only ones not agitated are the Lenai.
We may need supplies. We will need supplies for our journey, the ascent. Is there?
Oh, we still
other
got some
stores?
rations left.
There are.
Oh.
Well, packed ones. Garrick says not to eat those yet. Garrick just kind of nods. Right. For travelers who might need them, we keep them. I can always hunt if we run out of food for me to eat.
With any luck,
are-
we'll be able to solve this issue. We are travelers, yes.
And we do need rations, so this works out wonderfully.
So it's pretty kind of like motions for you to lower your voice, Locknall.
What did I say?
Well, I mean, if you say a
well,
problem, I mean, and you're going to stop it?
well,
I mean, that's not going to make you very popular around these parts.
but at some point, I'm sorry to say, you will have to get back to normal operations here. The people will return.
That's what
the supplies will be
Garrick
delivered.
keeps saying.
It's like when the big storms come in and then they go away.
Yeah.
Consider this an extension of the Loyal Takara.
Yeah.
Sootsbury, you've been here for a long time. Your people, the
really
Lenai.
long time.
Is this something that is, to use Locknall's phrase, not normal? Or
Oh,
has
no, this is
happened
wild.
Before? Has this
Never.
phenomenon happened? Never.
No, never. That's why it's so fun. Mother's doing a whole different thing.
Speaking of that, being different and doing different things, have any of you seen Stilmanthagni in any recent phases?
Kind of looks over at Garrick. No. I think he's still up there. I think he is meditating really, really hard.
So you think this may have something to do with Stilmanthagni, as do I.
I don't know. He went up there. He hasn't come back down. I mean, and Garrick's been looking for bodies all over the... He's been looking for people, you know. You would think that if you know, Stilmanthagni got, like, blasted out of there, Garrick probably would have found him.
Probably.
We still hold out hope that Stilmanthagni is capable. Perhaps has a connection to whatever is occurring at the peaks. We don't necessarily need to broadcast that we intend to make any significant changes, but we are looking to explore to the peaks, and we will need supplies as stated earlier.
Well, we got him. And he points over towards the clumped grouping of items just haphazardly thrown on the counter. Various things, you know, I mean, it's running. Well, I mean, we haven't had a lot of traders. That's usually where we get them. Climbers who come through, they find stuff, they trade stuff. But there's some good stuff. Oh, you know what? There's this one thing. Right after the boom, it fell from the mountain. It's so cool.
Where?
Can we see it?
Please.
Yeah, it's right over here. And he runs over to the counter. And there's various things laid out on the counter, packages of rations, like a tent, some different climbing gear. You make out there is a single health healing tincture on the counter, a couple sets of leather armor, and then strangely, it looks like a snake molted, except it's like in the shape of a human's torso, and it's all stone.
That's cool.
It's like a stone skin, and it's just kind of like folded up onto the counter.
Friend of yours?
Oh no, that's stone sheath. It's like it's for protecting yourself, especially if you go hunting. Yeah, you kind of wear it. It kind of just like fits around you. It's really cool, but it's like rock. It's so cool. It's so neat. You want to try it on?
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know. I mean, it probably fits on a Suihu, but it'd be really wild to see it adjust.
Might be hard to fly.
Yeah, I like being able to
yeah.
fly.
Will it fit?
Rookie does.
Oh, you just
Of my
start putting it. It
size?
adjusts. It adjusts. And
Try it.
he hands it over to you, and as you like kind of stick your arm in the sleeve, it's like the skin starts to stretch out, and it sounds like rock crumbling, but it just kind of stretches and conforms around you.
How
It's
do I
cool,
look,
huh?
Kexy? How do I look?
Kexy approves.
I tap lightly with my staff in the rib area. Do you feel that? Do you feel that?
It's pretty hard. It's just like tunk, tunk, tunk.
Oh.
It feels like you're hitting a boulder, Locknall.
Hit harder, Locknall.
I whack it.
You whack it. You whack it pretty good. You do feel that, Rookie, at least a reverberation, but it's nice. Anyways, that stone sheath, you gotta trade for it though. It's hard to make.
Take it off.
Yeah.
How
What's
much?
the
And we
thing
got-
that fell from the what fell from the mountain?
He just started to pick up this weird, like, red tincture, and he's like, "Oh, right!" And he just drops it on the counter, and kind of rolls, the cork almost coming out, and he grabs a page, almost like it came from a book, except the page, it looks like parchment, except it is black obsidian glass. And where you would have the gleaming of where light catches it, instead that kind of shimmering swirls under the surface of the black glass of it. However, it looks and folds. He kind of waves it around just like you would a piece of paper, and it acts exactly like a piece of paper, but it is entirely, seemingly black volcanic glass. And strangely enough, one edge looks as if it's been torn, as if you would have torn a page from a book.
I want to know.
Isn't that weird? And he kind of waves it around in front of you guys.
Does it have anything on it?
No,
Is
it's
there
just
anything written?
no. It's like blank.
Can I
Yeah.
attempt to know object?
You may. I will have you roll for this one.
I have no idea.
Can I help?
I will add. Yeah, you can go ahead and help, Kexy.
What did you roll? Just to
2-1.
2-1. Ah, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's awesome.
1, 2, 3.
Lucknall, I will give you one thing. This is very strange. And it strikes you that even had you succeeded in your observation, lore is probably not the right discipline to understand this thing. It is likely mystery.
This, so it's pretty, is what fell from the mountain.
Yeah, it came fluttering down.
Oh.
Who found it? Who found it? And he waves the page, and one of the Leonai raises his hand. I did. I found it.
Where?
Isn't it cool?
When did it have anything on it when you found it?
No, it was just that.
Where did you find it?
Well, the big boom happened, and we all went out to go see what was going on, you know. And then I saw it was just floating.
Would you be willing to trade for it? I have this, and I pull out the beaded Leonai necklace that I picked up on the Porter's Road.
Oh,
Seems
where'd
like
you
it
get
fits
that?
you better
Sispri
than
reaches
I.
out his hand.
We found it on the Porter's Road.
Oh,
You recognize it?
yeah. Whose is this? And he kind of waves it towards the crowd. I think that was Nels. Oh yeah, Nell went. He was trying to bring some stuff up to Seer's Chance. He give it to you?
No, we found it, I'm afraid.
Oh, we must have lost it. Nell always is losing stuff. Well, cool. Yeah. He'll probably want it back, and it's nice. He did a good job. Sure. He hands you the page.
Very well. The necklace is yours. I'll take the page and I'll hand it directly to Lucknall for safekeeping.
It's taking everything in me not to say is
It's
not
cool
to
though,
say
huh?
anything right now.
It's very cool.
To the touch?
Yeah. What?
Is it cool to the touch? I put my hand on it.
I'll touch it with my wink.
It literally kind of feels like a piece of parchment paper. But
Can we write something on it?
do you have something to write with?
I'm asking out loud.
I have my tattoo stylus.
Up to Lucknall.
Can you try?
I will gently, using the non-pokey end, attempt to mark it.
So the reverse side of the pen, so it wouldn't actually engrave or write anything. Okay, yeah, you tap it.
Doesn't seem to mark it.
I think you're supposed to use the other end.
I'll use the sharp end then and make a small.
As you move the sharp end towards it, before it touches, little strands of green electricity bounce from the surface of the page towards the tip of the pen. Would you like to continue to move it towards the surface?
Yes.
What do you intend to write, Lucknow?
My name.
You put it down, and you're going to write your name?
Yes.
As you do, red engraving of your name, as if red ink has been put onto the page, you write Lucknow onto this page.
Does it stay?
It stays. Even though you didn't use ink.
Curious.
Yes.
Can I see the green electricity? What is this? I knew coming with you all was the right decision to make. This is incredible. Rookie,
I'll have to stop.
I appreciate you.
We also have this. So Spree holds out elixir. He clearly didn't see you right on the page. He was busy grabbing his other things. And it's that red one he was holding. This stuff is wild. And this, and he holds out a pouch, which seems to be full of something. Almost looks like, you can't see what's inside it, but it kind of like mushes around in his hand like sand. Aren't these neat?
What is it?
This one is Rage Cap Elixir.
What is that?
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that you could
distilled from these mushrooms deep in the mountains. But you gotta be careful because there's like this thing down there, the quokka and it eats it and it's always pissed off and it will just, it's really, really mean. Yeah, the quokka
really, really mean?
Yeah, when you drink it, you get so angry. I used it once on him, and he kind of points over at Alini. Oh, he was so mad for so long. Oh my goodness.
Why would one want to be mad?
Did you see what you did when you were mad?
In case you need to fight a quokka. Yeah, and you just need to be really.
The thing, and then started. I don't
makes
know
you
what you did.
really mad.
See it.
Yeah. Anyways, it's neat. And this one,
Kexy, when that happened, I was not. I lost control to some extent of myself, and it was not something that I take lightly. To be overcome by that sense of anger and fear all at once, I did not like how it felt. I did not know how to control it. I let it
Things aren't meant.
surge. Perhaps you're right.
There's an effective way to fight when necessary.
I wasn't sure I'd be able to stop. Is the problem, Lucknow?
But you did stop. Sorry, Kexy.
Yes. No, sorry.
Fit one word in edgewise.
Wait, say that again.
Oh, just go ahead and say what you were saying.
Oh, okay. I suppose, those emotions are an experience, and while the experience is unpleasant, such as being in that creature's mind, it is still yours to have. And yeah, what Lucknow said, that you did stop and you did control it, even if it felt like you couldn't. Then maybe this isn't for you, because it sounds like you won't be able to control it at all.
Yeah, you're just mad when you drink this.
I mean, you probably could, because you're you, and you can do anything. But it's probably that we shouldn't get it, and I'll just take a little wink and just slowly lower the Alini's hand.
He sets it down. And then he starts to like move his arm like your wing. He's like trying to figure out how you move your wing.
Isn't it cool?
Garak, if we are to summit the cleft, how many days of rations do we need?
If you take the normal route and we leave first thing, perhaps an hour before the end of the darkening, we could reach summit before the next darkening.
Oh.
It's long and it's hard. Of course, that's saying that we're able to avoid, anchor in, and survive the constant barrage every 1,000 breaths.
This anchoring you speak of, is there equipment here on in this cache that would help us with this?
I have some. Null seems to have some. I saw it on his back.
We do have climbing gear.
Rope, anchors, picks. You'll need the picks for when we get to the ice. Well, really, if you run with a leader, take turns leading, especially near the summit, crossing the icy terrain that leads up to it. You can all rope in. You just need one who is leading, but picks are helpful. Cleats are also helpful.
Locknall has the spiked boots that you speak of.
Yes.
I have a pick as well that I retrieved, and I'll hold it up from the forest.
I think 2 picks, actually. Locknall, the mountaineering pack, also had a pick.
Ah. Is this not a mountaineering pick? I'm familiar with this.
No,
technology.
that will do it.
Oh, good.
Really anything to help you get into the ice. Yes. There's something wrong with your bird's wing. I mean, Skex.
I'm raising the wing. I'll lower the wing. Sweehu aren't particularly known for being very durable. Is there a better creature that maybe I should inhabit on our trek?
There are native creatures to the Lucid Cleft, and of course Catan being those that nest in them, although often disturbed, so as long as you can find one. At the greater heights, there is a creature, I'm not sure many of you would be familiar with it. They're sort of insects of a kind that dwell in the ice and snows up there, if they've even survived, to be honest.
If they're still there, yeah.
Right.
You know, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. I'll see a nice creature.
You'll need to be.
If I need to.
They would be good to inhabit, as they can move across the ice and the snows very well. You need to be careful with them. They're territorial, and they try to usually forcibly push any predators or creatures away and off the cliff sides. They're known as
dangerous.
They're known as stilgoots.
Yes.
They're like fuzzy, snowy, centipedal creatures. Many legs and hard carapace, horns used for ramming. But you will have a hard time seeing them, especially if there are snowbanks. They are white, entirely white, blend in.
Oh,
moving
large.
through
I want to be one of these.
It's large.
They sound dangerous.
Quite if you move into their territory, but you get used to knowing how to spot them from a distance and where they like to gather, so you usually move around.
I look on the table, on Sutsbury's table. Are there any sort of tinted eyewear?
Yeah, I would say that there's probably a pair of tinted eyewear.
Sutsbury, how much trade for the eyewear?
I'll give it for a value 6.
I have this stone, and I pull out the jade.
Yeah, how much was the jade?
8.
8.
I'm gonna make a roll.
Wow. Well, we really that one is so tasty, Locknall.
Right.
It's so good.
Get more.
Before I agree to this, what's in the bag you hold there? It looks like it's full of sand.
Oh, this one. Yeah. This is dust of Mother's Moonstone. And he opens it, and there's all of this glittering, mauvish sand, essentially, inside of it. Wait. And as he opens it, you almost feel a small draft of wind. And actually, it is shifting inside of this bag. It is constantly moving. Like there's a small air current inside moving it. Watch this. And he moves his hand, and he's not manifesting. And the dust comes out, and it wraps around you, Loch Null, and you gain the Obscured. And after a small moment, it moves back in. No, but watch. And he moves it, and it goes around Ruki, and Ruki, as it moves around you, it actually solidifies, and you gain the braced tag. And he pulls it back. He's like, but wait. And he moves it towards you, Kexy. And it like swirls and actually like goes into the little Suihu's eyes. And you gain the lucid tag. And he pulls it back. And it goes back in.
Where did you find that?
What?
I don't know. This guy just traded it to Alina. Came through from another town. I don't even remember where it was, but he gave it to me. Yeah. He said, even though it seems like a Alina thing, and I think it kind of is, but actually, he said a Kekut's made it. That it's all about the darkening. It's powered by the darkening, by the quiet. It's the darkening. So you don't want to be too loud around it. Eventually, it kind of like it runs out of its juice, and you need in the darkening. It comes back to life.
How much value for that?
I mean, it's pretty valuable, but that jade is tasty. What else you got?
Sorry, I called it a jade, but it's an opal.
Opal.
Dark opal, yes.
It's just as tasty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it because I'm really loud and I think I would upset the sand, but I will use my mental abilities to take out the Asgal incense and bowl that I stole from.
Oh, Garrick, she brought some more incense. Oh, good. Well, awesome. That's good. That's good. He kind of weighs it. Would you guys like to try and bargain?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Before we do that, Haruki just chimes in. Certainly the stones that we transported here have some value beyond the meal.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I'll give you our last 10 rations for the stones. Food for food.
That would
I'll throw in the healing tincture too, because lake stones are great.
That would be generous. Agreed.
Now, Sootspree. Garrick stands up. Here's what I think you should do, Sootspree, with those lake stones. You should only give it to those who will spend at least 1,000 breaths repairing their homes. Right? And he kind of looks at Sootspree. Sootspree's like, fine, but can you tell him, Garrick, so it doesn't come from me? Fine. Listen up. And he grabs the bag of the stones and he begins to tell the other Lenai. The Lenai actually spend quite a bit of time trying to convince him that this is a terrible idea. And he goes back and forth with them. But at the end of the day, because lake stones have not come for a while, he convinces them. to spend a little bit of time repairing their home before.
And
Amazing.
if possible, towards the end of that, Kexy's gonna, while he has arrested the attention of the Lenai, pop up and be like, also, we're going to the top of the peaks if anyone wants to join us and ride down from the very, very top.
Kind of a murmur sort of goes through, even
the
as
best ride
some
of
are
your
munching on lake stones. But that's
best.
so many booms that we miss.
No, but imagine, because you take all of those booms that you would have at this length, at the bottom of the cliff here, and then multiply them by how tall, how high up you are, and it's gonna be like the best ride you've ever had, ever. Can
you go ahead and make I think this is lore, the persuasion, or is it mind? Ty?
Mind.
Mind. Go ahead and make a mind check.
I will take IS if I need to use primacy. I'll do it for this. That's double ones.
Double ones. You try. Well, listen. We're all gonna go up there first thing to... No, you're not. You're going to repair your homes first thing. Oh, right. I was gonna say we could come up with you until we get to our fun cliffside where we've been rolling down, but we gotta stay back and fix stuff.
Right.
Just tomorrow, though. So if you wait a whole day, a whole nother cycle, then we could at least go up to that point, maybe.
Well, I was hoping it would... You know what? I appreciate the offer, but I think it's okay. But if you ever change your mind about going to the top, you know where to find us. And I'll flutter back to the group.
Locknell, did you want to make that bargain check?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, all good.
I interrupted entirely.
Not a chance in hell. That's a 2-1.
Okay.
No.
Well, I don't know if this is quite... Do you have other stuff, too? I mean...
Yes.
It's pretty valuable.
Yes. I have something that I got in the forest, but I have not studied it yet, and I'm concerned about parting with it.
Locknall, I don't think I would advise against it.
Yes.
I have something of my people which may be of a trifle perhaps or of interest, and I will pull out my cultural item, which is a hand-woven fishing net of my people, and I will spread it up along the floor in front of me in a very delicate manner, very ceremonial and reverent to the tool itself as I lay it out on the floor.
That's a good gift, says Garak. So Spree kind of looks at it. What do you do with it?
Whatever your imagination can conjure, said Spree.
Oh, that's a lot.
Indeed it is.
Well, okay. So I've got this, and he holds up the pouch, or that, and he points over at the stone armor that's still on Haruki. I'll do one of them for those things.
What do you think, Locknall, Kexy? I think the pouch has quite a bit of utility in what lies ahead, I think.
Yes. The armor could do you as well.
That too. I like the idea of you being more... I mean, you are already incredible and great at everything, but also you got really hurt. And if you could be less hurt, that would be really nice.
I appreciate the notion, but this strange gift that lays within this small bundle is more powerful than anything I have ever seen. Whereas this stone garment can protect from physical damage, this can do so much more. But it must be a party decision. I'm willing to part with the fishing net, perhaps in the hopes of bartering it back when we return, Sootsbury. Please take good care of it, as long as it is in your possession.
Oh, sure. I'm going to do so much with it.
Haruki makes a good point about the versatility of the dust, though it is limited in its content.
Yeah.
Do you want the dust of the Mother's Moonstone?
We are interested in it, yes.
What? So, okay, with the stone sheath, good at covering, good against attacks. It's very, very good at protecting. Does it do anything else?
No, it just kind of like stops stuff from hurting you.
Just stop stuff from hurting you. That's pretty.
Yeah, but it's really good at it. It's really good at it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think my vote's still the stone. As really interesting as
It's even better. It's even better if you know how to like move stone too.
If you know how
like
to move
us,
stone.
like us, Lee and I.
Oh, we don't know how to do that.
I mean, it's still good.
Before we leave. In
maybe
darkening.
I don't know.
I don't think so. You know, I hung out with my.
I could try.
Friend.
Can you do this? And he points his finger, and this fireball leaps across the room haphazardly. One of the Lenai is like singes like the top of their head. They're like, and just starts laughing.
I'll extend a wing, and nothing happens.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
You just kind of think, and then just like does it.
Well, Locknall, it comes down to your thoughts, I think, on what we barter for. Whatever your decision is, it is a good one.
You do know a lot.
They both have merit. However, I have procured a degree of armoring for myself, and I think that Haruki would benefit from that equally. Haruki, you prefer the dust to personal protection. However, Kexyfess has a versatility that allows for a certain form of protection as well. I think the armor.
Then it shall be the armor. Sootsbury.
Okay. You trade the items. I think it was the 3 items.
Opal, net, and
Asgal, bowl, and incense.
Asgal, bowl of incense. Yes, that's correct. As soon as you trade it, Garak walks up and barters for the net with Sootsbury. And then he looks over at Rookie. It will be taken care of.
You honor me, Garak.
Garrick just kind of bows at you. The armor, I'll post it in the chat later, is the Stone Sheath armor. It has a armor factor of 4, but while the armor factor persists, all physical damage is halved. You can also use elemental manifestation to restore armor factor to it using an action and a manifesting attempt.
so it's not persistent, but as long as you have it, as long as you have the armor, any damage that gets through is half of that.
Correct. And so, for example, if you took a restore option and you put 1 AF, it's going to have whatever physical damage hits you, even if it destroys that armor. And then you're back down to 0. So physical damage is halved while you have armor factor. But once that armor factor is gone, you take physical damage as normal.
And is the armor destroyed when it gets to when all the armor factor is used? The armor will be.
No, you could. It could be repaired with a technology or an elemental manifestation.
Okay. Cool. Great.
But it can be actively during your turn. If you had elemental manifestation, you could choose to use your action to actually put armor back onto it, making an elemental manifestation.
Or technology as an action, if you have technology to repair.
Or just like technology can normally repair armor, so you could also still use technology to do it as well. It just allows element to sort of do that because it's an elemental based armor.
Very cool.
Neat.
So we have the rations, we've got a tincture of healing capabilities, this armor.
Now you need a plan to summit.
Go right on up.
Which side is the
Right.
best? Not the east.
Yes. We'll not go up the east. No, we'll start here on the south side. There is a path. The path is known as Hypnagog's Wandering. Come morning, well, really, probably a couple hours before the awakening, we should leave. Sootspree will be awake and prepare a small amount of food for our travels, as is the custom, but it is always best to start before the darkening ends, just to gain a little bit more time. It will be a very long day. For about a half of the climb is on the Hypnagog's Wandering, which is an old, ancient lawn pluck path pre-emergence. It winds its way up and eventually reaches a wall of sorts, a carving in the side of the cliff. From there is no trail. From there, we make our way up through the cliffs. Although I will know how to get up through the sheer sides. The only trouble will be in the morning crossing the glacier to get to Hypnagog's Wandering at the base of the Lucid Cleft. That is a tricky endeavor, made more tricky by the booms, by the quakes. Glaciers are notoriously dangerous, but they are even more unstable now. All paths and safe crossings that I knew of are gone. I, of course, in searching for my companions, have flown over the glaciers, landing only temporarily to secure myself before each of the gale force winds and quaking. At this company, it will be harder to do so.
We can fly.
How can you know?
Yes, Rookie can fly, and I can fly, and then he can fly.
That will help a great deal.
Not very fast, but maybe Rookie and I can be strong enough, or maybe you and Rookie can be strong enough to carry.
The beast I can transform into is strong. We can see what we can do, but even flying slowly will still be better than trying to traverse the glacier itself. Again,
Right, there
very
are
dangerous.
wings that are perhaps very agitated around that might
No worse,
Try to eat
Korskatant.
just the core. Okay,
Yes.
that is worse.
Though not as
That is
proliferant
worse.
as what you have no doubt seen over by the Slumber Song.
Okay.
And these anchor points where we will protect ourselves from the blasts, do you have them pre-identified, or must we search for them?
I know of some, at least that were there the last time I went out. In these conditions, it's impossible to know if what was safe is still safe and is even there at all anymore.
Appears as though much of our journey then will be seeking safe refuge for the coming boom.
Usually I would say it is a trial of endurance, but you're correct. Every 1,000 breaths will be a harrowing endeavor to brace ourselves for what will come. To anchor in, to stay safe. And it only gets harder the higher we go. It will be
trust your
easiest
expertise.
on Hypnagog's. Last I saw, Hypnagog's Wandering was fully intact. There's some debris that has fallen upon it, but it remains. It is very sure-footed. It was built wisely. So we will head up until we meet the Great Wall, the Lamplock engravings upon it. Then we will break, and that is when the safe traveling ends. We make for the second half. I suspect, in these conditions, some 8,000 breaths to summit. Once we've made it to that wall. That wall we can probably make in 6,000, maybe 7, depending on how quickly we move across the glacier. It's a long day.
Okay.
That's why we start early.
We are lucky to have you as our guide.
Very.
Save your luck for the cliffside, but thank you. I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. It's the least I can do in honor of my companions. But it is also important now that you get as much sleep as possible in a shortened darkening.
I am more than ready for that.
Before we do that, would you like to join Locknall on the Remembrance?
Yes, I would be honored.
And Rookie, you've joined me before. I assumed you would
Let
as well.
us
Again. Okay.
Go someplace a bit quieter here. And he takes you to a sort of one of the bed chambers. They're small, double bunks in each bed chamber, but there's space on the floor. How do you perform this remembrance?
I have my tattoo stuff out.
So, typically, if there's like a little, I don't know if there's any little windows in here.
Yeah, there are little windows, peering out.
I'll peer out and wait for the boom and the darkness to go.
As you're peering out and the boom comes, this is the closest you've been, and peering up without kind of being face down in the dirt because you have a wall between you. It booms, and for the briefest moments, way up on the tiny summit, you see a red glow. But then the clouds, as they do, kind of suck back in.
Wait, I do the bird thing where I look with one eye and then I switch to look with the other.
The wind and the quaking hits the building.
Oh, I think I got some dust in my eye. I thought I saw some red. Did you ever see the red?
To see through the clouds is tremendously difficult. I've not seen redness. A glowing.
Because there was the boom, and so it separated a little bit, and I swear I saw some red at the top, and then it all came back together again.
I've not. Interesting.
Okay. Something to note, I suppose. Right. So, Kexyfess will telekinesis something that Ruki has seen before, which is a small magenta, pinkish purple shard. It's about, I would say, the size of the Suihu's head to neck. And they will have it hover in front of them. This is my friend, Lysa Leloso. It's not something that happens very often, or if perhaps ever from what I have seen, but this has my Starnum friend's memories. And so typically when I am out, I do this with, Ruki now, because Ruki's been with me for a while, but also with my friend, where we will reminisce about the time before the emergence. And sometimes after as well. There's a lot of memories that I really enjoy with them that I have. So I don't do you weren't. Were you? No.
No,
Never mind. No one here was before the emergence. That's okay.
My people were.
Yes. And then I realized that you all can die.
But the Selku carry the memories back to the first memory.
Indeed.
That is true.
So, in our way.
The land pack lineage goes back well beyond the emergence. So in a sense, we all are connected in that way.
Me and Ruki, I know this because he joined me. Our remembrance of before then is done through old sayings, phrases, blessings that our people had. He begins to repeat some of the stuff that you heard over at the bodies that he was in. Kind of kneels down. He has a kind of pulls out. It's like this necklace, but it's made of like flat rune stones. It has like Lomplok runes essentially in it, and he kind of thumbs over them, a saying for each as he kind of goes through many of these common rituals that you know, Ruki, as well. Just kind of ritual sayings.
Kexy will try and copy some of the things that are being said in perhaps not the most successful way, but in respectful attempts. That's wonderful. I like that. I'm going to remember that. That's good.
And you all join in this ritual of remembrance. Kexyfess, do you do something with the crystal?
Yes. After we've kind of gone through and shared a bit individually, their consciousness, you'll see that kind of mist from the Swihu entering the crystal, and that mist extending out towards all three of you and themselves. And you will see almost like you were there personally. It is not the memories of another person. You are experiencing firsthand for the first time what it was like pre-emergence, before Nuovarden became what it was today. The world that the Starnum had inhabited, which was vastly different and far unlike Nuovarden in every shape and color that existed. There are colors that existed there that you have never seen in Nuovarden, things that cannot be put to words or description, shapes and flora and fauna that are not at all life and yet everything and nothing. There is shapes that you, to a degree, recognize as what would be Starnum. Conversations that were had over long, far distances without even needing to think or manifest or use any sort of effort. Everything could be controlled and utilized and moved to whatever will and whim that you desired and wanted in those times. And it was pure freedom. And it was not realized what freedom was until the emergence occurred. And this being that you all remember being, Lisele Loso, no longer having the ability to tap into that large expanse of everything and nothing all at once, and stuck. And the pain that they felt from that, and the want and desire to go back to that. And I think at that moment is when that fades, that extension coming back to the crystal. It wasn't always like that at the end. At the beginning it was, but they always kind of wanted to go back. I kind of wanted to go back too.
I would like to visit that place someday.
Well, if you find a way, you let me know. There's a lot of Sternum that want to. I've let that. Actually, don't let me know. I've let that go. That isn't what I want anymore. I like it here. I've had a lot of good things.
A good place and a deep sadness.
But joy, in a sense, if it wasn't for the Starnum, as I've mentioned many times, Kexy, along our journeys, the Kakoots would be much different than they are now. I mean, we all would be very different, but without the arrival of the Starnum, the Kakoots would be very, very different, and I would not be here.
And that would be a shame. I mean, I wouldn't be here either, and here is truly like nothing else. I mean, there we had experiences, but they were so different. They weren't rooted in, and they'll look down at their little Sweehoo feathered body in this, in flesh, in whatever reality that you all are in, and I like it here. And I think that if given more time, the Sololoso would like it here too.
I'm glad you're here, Kexy.
Me too. Thank you. I'm glad.
And now, thank you. But please, get some rest.
Rest, yes.
The travels will be harrowing tomorrow. Yes, thank you for inviting us. It was touching. And Grok makes his way into a different room to sleep. We're about to end, but Locknall, you lay your head down. You go to sleep. And somewhere in the deep of night, you hear the sound of pages flicking as if wind is blowing open a book, and you can hear the pages just going, and it just keeps going and going, and then this like lightning sort of sound, and you see a Starnum hand reaching into blackness, into void, and pulling from that nothing space some weird crystalline shard like black volcanic glass. What is this? And then it sucks into his arm, into the energy, and you hear a voice. I am Ktyria. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Wow.
You are good with those cliffhangers, man. God.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Dude, Stone Throw is sweet. I love this little village. I love the idea of those Leni all sort of like a stripe across the cliffside. That's so cool.
Waiting for their quake wave to ride down.
Yeah.
I thought at first it was going to be like kind of a cult thing, and then not at all. It's just Leni. They're just chilling.
I mean, it depends how you define cult, but yes. Also, it was great when you, during that whole last scene, Rachel, which some of that Starnum lore was absolutely, I mean, that was beautiful. That Starnum lore was fantastic. But then you mentioned it in your description, you mentioned your bird form, and then I immediately remember, oh yeah, it's us sitting around talking to this bird. This bird is like telling us all this, and it's just like that vision in my mind is like, this is so Nuovarden. This is so good.
That's right.
It's amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Paul, that was great. Another fantastic session. Let's go around the table and do some plugs and some outros. Let's go ahead and start with Rachel again.
Hello, I am Rachel, also known as Ktyria. As you had just seen, I play Kexyfess, who is totally okay, and everything is so great. And they just got to share some of their friends, their dead friends, most perhaps important memories with their current dearest friends, Haruki, Lakdal, and Garak. You can find me here next week on Thursday, where we'll do the 4th episode of this, and you should totally be there because it's going to be really cool. We're going to figure out who the heck Ktyria is.
Ktyria.
And that's me.
Wow. Thank you so much, Rachel. Your energy is amazing, and I really love that Starnum. All that lore about the Starnum was great. Love it. Let's jump over to the man who created this beautiful world that we get to play in, Mr. Dungeon Mr. Ty. Here we go.
Dungeon Mister, Doctor. Thank you so much. Yes, Nuovarden is something that somehow was birthed from my imaginary mind and my dreams after discussions with people and thinking about stuff. And I hope you're enjoying it. Paul, you're doing such a phenomenal job running it. I really like this world. It's fun to be in. Adventure Sling Productions. There are a couple of podcasts you can enjoy if you go to the adventuresling.com website. You can also find beta rules. There are other downloadable things to enjoy. There is a link to buy the game if you're interested at your preferred format type, PDF, paperback, or hardback. There is a swag shop. If you like it so much that you want swag, you can get that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there is a collaboration forthcoming, a media collaboration with Trollord Games. Grace and I will be announcing more about that pretty soon, called Aired Out, for any of you who are Aired fans in the Castles of Crusades world. And more things to come, some of which Dave will talk about. So for now, Laknal Kovalisto has been your Selku of the evening, specifically the Selkie, who is recording all this rad lore post-emergence madly on their skin, and was oddly and probably characteristically silent during the Starnum ceremony for various reasons. So, but we will learn more. We have lots more story of this to tell. So thank you all. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul.
Thanks for creating this awesome world so that Paul could come along and create this amazing original storyline for us to muck about in and have an amazing adventure. Paul, once again, in awe of your creativity. Love it. Love this whole story. Thanks for doing this. Tell us about whatever you want, but please tell us about your game as well and where you can find that information on that.
Hey everybody, Paul Angelo, Penburrow Online on Instagram. Just having so much fun playing in the Nuovarden world. It's really great. I am the author of the written material, co-author of House of Eidolons, cyberpunk heist-like TTRPG where you and your friends can get together, plan a job, and run it using contacts and usually racing against the clock and watching out for the double cross, all in a cyberpunk setting. It's really fun. If you want to get a taste or a sense of how it plays, just go check out Siren's Demise or TARDIS Directive over on the Guild Superior YouTube channel. And we are going to Kickstart at some point. And you can help us support us by giving $1 in our pre-launch and getting some rad exclusive material through that. I do just want to say, if you're enjoying this series and you thought, boy, that Et Tu Na was so cool, that was an epic moment and stuff, you got to be here for the end of next session because things are going to get rad.
Sweet.
And that's not the finale. You're hyped.
No, that's only halfway.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wow.
You guys, if you thought that was wild,
Paul,
episode 4 Come watch.
We're just entering the second act here, guys. There's more to come. There's more
We
to
have to
come.
rename this game Brand Nuovarden.
Oh, man, that's so cool. So cool. What it must be pretty rewarding, Ty, as the designer, game creator, to see other people like developing their own sort of ecology and their own take on running the game. That's got to be really cool to be. I can't wait to talk to you more about that, because I think that's really fascinating. And Paul, he couldn't have a better person diving in to do this, and also to bring it to the live stream. So just fantastic stuff. Please do check out eidolonsrpg.com and go find out about Paul's project. You can pledge $1 to be a part of the pre-launch. As part of that, you'll get notified when the full launch goes. Plus, you'll get some sweet exclusive content that you won't ever be able to get again once it launches, or so I've been told.
Can I add something?
Yeah, jump in.
The art is so gorgeous. In that game. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, both of these games are beautiful. The artwork this is why I surround myself by these beautifully creative people, because it's inspiring.
Also, take a look on the Guild Superior Discord. Probably in the next day or two, I'm going to drop our synthetic Dawn cover. So it's like our synthetic, bringing synth as an origin and a synthetic class into the game.
Is that going to be in the core book, or is that going to be like a new? It's
like a zine
source book. Oh, a zine. Very cool.
Yeah.
Zines
so
are
it's
all the rage right now, man. You got to do the zines, baby.
They're great.
It's gonna be one of our Kickstart goals of if we hit a certain threshold. But essentially, it introduces an origin of being fully synthetic, and then a new class known as the Ex Machina, which will be fun.
Have you seen, this is so off topic, but have you seen do you know Bad House RPG? They have a really great...
they sound familiar.
A great interview video podcast. I'll post the link, but there's a whole section. They do one of the episodes on zines, and it's just really fascinating.
Oh, cool! Yeah, send it my way.
Insights they have. Yeah, I will definitely share it with you. I shared it also. Bad House RPG. Those guys are great. Fabs is one of the ringleaders over there, and was one of the cast members in our Monster Hunters game that Candace ran a couple. But I just remember zines are hot right now. Anyhow.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So Paul, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So really quickly, because I know we're running a little late on time. Everybody knows me. I'm Dave. I run games, play games, produce games here. Really appreciate you all being here to hang out and to check out these stories that we tell. I get the benefit of, like I said, surrounding myself with really creative people and enjoying the stories that we get to create together. We have more stories coming. So this weekend on Saturday, we are kicking off a 3-part Symbaroum game that is going to be run by our good friend and awesome human, Shiv. GM Shiv is coming back, and we've got a great cast, including Grace from Troll Lord Games, Anna Maeve, and Chris the Champion. Some great people, very creative backstories and elements that Shiv is going to get to torment us with. So I can't wait for that. And that will be running April 18th, May 2nd, and May 16th. More information on our, Blue Sky. And then also next Tuesday, our very own Dungeon Mr. Ty is going to be launching for us a Call of Cthulhu game called The Strange Case of Kozlov's Mummy, which is going to include cast members Justin Estrada, Grace from Troll Lord Games, Maui from Reflect Games, and myself. And Ty, do you want to just give a little teaser for folks in case they didn't catch it last time?
Yeah, join us for 1934 America in the Lovecraftian world, set in the city of Arkham, Massachusetts, the home of Miskatonic University. And the events taking place about a little more than a decade after World War I, when there was a lot of interesting things going on in history, which kind of floats around the setting for this story, which is going to be centered on the events around a wealthy sort of benefactor named Peter Kozlov and his associates / friends, and whatever happens with that. So it's Cthulhu. So things get weird. But there's so much depth in the character development and backstory and the energy between these players. You got to see it because I think it's going to be really good.
Thank you so much, Ty. It is going to be really good. It's going to be ridiculously good. We've had some great behind-the-scenes conversations about what's coming, and yeah, it's gonna. I've been waiting for this game for a long time, Ty. So thank you very much for bringing that to us. All right, with all of that said, everybody, thank you all for being with us in the chat, hanging out with us. If you're watching this in the future, thank you very much. You can find this and all of our 720 plus stories that we've told over on YouTube. There's a ridiculous amount of content over there. It blows my mind. Check it out. Follow us there. Follow us here. Help us out with in any way you can with your support. Being here really means a lot. And if you can also support the people in your communities right now, it is more important now than ever. Call up that friend you've been thinking about that you haven't talked to for a while. Let them know that you love them. If your parents are still around, give your mom a call and tell your mom you love her, because I know that she'll appreciate it. And with that said, spread some positive ripples, and we'll see you on Saturday for some darkness. Well, that's kind of an interesting juxtaposition. See ya.